Happy New Year. New year, new video style. So, here I am, in front of a wall. I don't actually think that's a wall. I can stick my hand through it. We'll fix that. But, there's a few things we have to get through here. And the first one is actually costuming. Because who actually wants to see a nerd in a nerd shirt? We need something a little bit better. 3, 2, 1, what? Okay. So, now that we've got that figured out, we have a few more things. One, I hear you guys asking questions already, even though it's probably in the comments. Few questions. One, what dumb video idea made this fool actually use a camera? Now, you'll figure that out soon. Number 2, why is this guy actually thinking that we're asking questions when the topic is it's right up there? Well, that's just because dramatic effect, you know, what everyone thinks. Now, let me set the stage for you. I was thinking, because it was finals week, I was thinking, winter break's coming up. I have 3 whole weeks to do stuff. I want to have something to do in that time. So, I was thinking, and one thought popped into my mind. What if I made a tier list of the best Spider people? Tier list of Spider-Man. Huh. Now, the problem with that is, well, there's a few. One, finding the best Spider-Man and making a tier list of them is actually doable in 3 weeks. I didn't want this task to be doable, so I wanted to punish myself. I wanted to make myself a madman. So, I decided Spider-Woman also would be in this. But then I realized there's Spider-Ham, Spider-Wolf, a bunch of other Spider people. So why not have it a tier list of the Spider beings? That would be something hard to do in 3 weeks. So I set about the task. And, well, here we are. Now, I realize that this is a very subjective question of a tier list, because you need things and ways to rank Spider people. Like, let's say, this one's my favorite, so I'm going to put it at the top. Even though we all know Tom Holland's the best, my husband is the best, he might not be up here. So we need to find out what we can actually use to rank these people. So I set out. I went to social media to ask the imbeciles who follow me on social media to ask and decide what would be, well, good things to rank them on. And we decided upon 4 things. It took an impossibly large amount of a single post to decide this. And so, after much discussion, we have 4 things. But because we have 4 things to decide what a good Spider-Man is, why don't we just make a Venn diagram to do what a tier list is trying to do? Find the best Spider-Man. And so, I decided, let's make a Venn diagram. But, because we're making a Venn diagram, we are going to need one thing. Well, space to do it. Now, I don't know about you, but I think doing it around these cranes would be difficult. So, we're going to need to get them out of the way. So I'm going to be a cool, quirky YouTuber and snap it out. 3, 2. I can't snap. Okay. So. They're back? What? Okay, so now that we have a wall and a space to put this Venn diagram, we can begin. So, we're just gonna, okay, so, now we have a Venn diagram. Now, this Venn diagram is really gonna be helpful, but we still need to set it up. So this is a perfect time to explain the 4 things that we are going to have. And so, our first is secret identity. Now, what secret identity means is we're going to be counting how well written the character is, how well they hide their secret identity, and just how cool of a person they are. They could be pretty epic, they could be not so epic. If they're not so epic, they're most likely not gonna... I'm an idiot. Our next is friendly neighborhood. Now, friendly neighborhood means, well, a few things. It means that they don't just save people who, well, are attacked by a big bad guy. They'll save regular people, such as people who are being mugged, people who are doing random stuff. Maybe they're doing drugs. Maybe they also save a cat. Who knows? Resourcefulness means that they use their webs and their agility in ways that not all spider people do. They don't just use the basic movement or the basic web pulls, the basic web uses. They'll use other things like creating stuff. And okay, our last, but certainly not least, one is the calves. Now, calves are very important because the calves make them sexy. I'm kidding, it's quips. Now, quips are important because we want our hero to be funny. We want them to also be able to time their quips right. The thing is, sometimes these other ones can actually be affected by quips. That's why quips is the most important one to have here. Okay, so now that we have all of our stuff up, I should explain a little bit more of how the Venn diagram works. The further out you are, the least you're good. So it works like the original idea, a tier list. The closer you are to the middle, the better you are. Now, the only few exceptions are the people we can't place and the people that we can't actually use. Now, the people that we can't use are Venoms, the symbiotes. The symbiotes actually can't really be used because they aren't Spider-Men, they aren't spider totems. They are alien symbiotes that are weird and for some reason bonded to Spider-Man and just liked his abilities and took them. I don't know why. I do. I have too much knowledge on this. That might be another video. But we also, because of our friendly neighborhood and resourcefulness, can't use all of the video game spider people because a lot of the time you choose their resourcefulness and you choose how friendly neighborhood they are in some cases. So we can't use those people. We also aren't going to use all of the what if spider people because some of them are small changes, such as what if this happened instead of this? What if Dr. Doom was actually useful? Okay, we actually use that one because... Anyways, but there are also, with the people who technically qualify, because they're in the comics or whatever, some of them we still can't place because secret identity, not well written. Friendly neighborhood, they're evil. Quips, they don't quip. Resourcefulness, they don't ever use any of their stuff in any interesting ways. So some of them will be outside the border. Those ones don't count towards the tier list. And, because I'm, again, a quirky YouTuber, let's see what they look like. So already, we have pretty filled out board looking wise. Except the middle isn't filled out at all, but like, there's a bunch of stuff around the thing. Now there are a few of these people who are actually worth mentioning. Such as Mad Max Spider, because he's cool. Blood Spider, kinda cool. Charlotte Witter, very important character for like this one little four-parter. Spider-Storm. Do put Marvel in front of this when you're Googling her. Prince of Arachne. He's pretty cool because it's like a Cinderella tale. That was kind of interesting. Spider-Wolf, Spider-Werewolf, Savage Spider-Man, and of course, Spider-Cop. Now, Spider-Cop originally was actually going to be here because even though he's in one panel, theoretically, he would be Friendly Neighborhood. But then I realized that that would get me cancelled. So he's unplaceable. So first place that we could probably start would be Peter Parker from Earth 616. Now, he is actually right there because he has all of these. He keeps his identity hidden unless he's super close enough with the person. He is resourceful, he quips, and he's extremely friendly neighborhood. We also have Jessica Drew from Earth 616, otherwise known as Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman was actually trained by Hydra, and she got her powers when her father decided to work and do science in a radioactive area, and she got radiation poisoning. And so to save her, he gave her a bunch of different venoms from spiders, and this gave her spider powers. Ben Reilly. Now Ben Reilly is actually really cool. He was one of the clones of Peter Parker that the Jackal made back in the original Clone Saga. Kwaku Anansi, or Anansai. I don't actually know how to pronounce this name. I could have looked that up, but I'm lazy. So this man actually wanted divine knowledge of the gods, something that I am currently aspiring to with this. And now, the way he got it was by dispersing himself into a bunch of different spiders around the world. It's theorized that he is actually the reason Peter Parker has his powers. He's lame. The son of Jessica Drew, this is Gary Drew. I would put him in unplaceable, but he's a baby, and the idea of him quipping by going goo goo gaga bitch is just too good. Madam Web. This person knows everything there is to know about the Spider-Verse, given she also took a ceremony to become immortal. This is also the time where Osborn gained his main set of madness for the Green Goblin. Funny enough, her getting immortality didn't last long. She actually died. And that's why Julia Carpenter is Madam Web. This is Superior Spider-Man. Remember that time Otto was dying, and so he decided to upload his consciousness into Peter Parker? Peter Parker took this man's consciousness, not intentionally. It was a thing that just happened. Read it. I don't know. Okay, this character is Cindy Moon. Cindy Moon was actually bitten by the same spider as Peter. Why? Why did they write this? Why did they write this? That said, the same spider has all of the quipping power, which is why the only good quips are coming from Cindy and Peter in the whole Spider-Verse. Like, what the heck? That's also the reason that they explain that these two have an uncanny sexual attraction to each other. So, imagine 1895. Electricity is pretty new. There's not too much stuff going around. Lady Spider pops in. This is actually May Riley. This is from An Amazing World, where Aunt May Riley becomes Spider Lady using car parts, and she fights the 6 Men of Sinistry. I'm not going to be able to not laugh when I say 6 Men of Sinistry. We are the 6 Men of Sinistry! You could argue that this isn't a real Spider-Person because it was the cover of a comic a fan drawn, but it's Stan Lee. which means he's in the middle, baby. This man, Karn, is a version of the Inheritors. Well, one of the Inheritors, actually. He hunts down the spider totems and eats them. And this guy, Spider UK, learns about this plan and this great hunt, if you will say, and goes to make a spider army. This man, Pavatir Pro... I can't pronounce his name, I apologize, but this is Spider-Man India. He was granted the spider totem powers from a god. The gods themselves are with this man. Hey, remember the story where J. Jonah Jameson III, not Jr., not the Bugle Man, decides to is bitten by the spider at the fair? What if Spider-Man is weird? Why would they do... Okay, genuinely interesting character here. This is Izumi, also from the Fairy Tales. He is really cool because yokais give him this power. Essentially, he wants revenge. He takes the sword, he goes out to try to take revenge of these yokai who killed his parents, and they give him powers. Okay, Ashley Barton. Funny story about her. They decided that they would not call her Spider Bitch, which was her original name, because they thought, Spider Bitch, that's not pretty family friendly. She's from the Old Man Logan comics, which are some of the least family friendly and gory manga, well, not manga, Marvel comics that you... She's beta. This young lass is Margot, otherwise known as Spider Bite with a Y, because it's cool and it's VR. I don't know half the reasons they make these. But, surprisingly, even though she's in one little short story, she's well written and really entertaining. She helps save the cyberspace and this friendly neighborhood within the cyberspace. She just doesn't have a persona. Okay, so this is Spider-Man. If Aunt May had went to go give Peter his lunch, she would have gotten bitten by the spider. And the wet fluid she uses is just bread that has been in the oven for too long. I find that really funny. This is Penelope Parker from Earth 11. Genuinely like this character. Her main weakness is cooties. She saves Flash, and it's like, she saves Flash, who's a bully, so, friendly neighborhood. Like her. This dump truck ass Peter Pooper. I shit you not, that is his name, and that pun was 100% intended. Damn no, Peter Poop. Gotta put it out on display. This is Spider Zero. She is really cool. She helps a character that we will meet later look at the spider web, the overarching web of all of these spider people. She's not exactly friendly neighborhood, she's more friendly multiverse. Because of that, those of you who know who this is, love you. You're my favorite people who are watching this. This is the Golden Sponge Cake Spider-Man. Marvel was all like, yo, let's advertise Golden Sponge Cakes. And so, all of his quips are Golden Sponge Cake related. Love him. Okay, so now we're gonna get into Earth 982, which follows this girl, Mayday Parker. She is Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl. She's the daughter of Mary Jane and Peter. And we have Benji, who actually saves MJ, which is why he's better than the other baby on this list. This is Goo Goo Gaga Bitch version 2. We also, from the Renew Your Vows series, have MJ herself as Spinneret. She's, well, the wife of Peter. She has this amazing suit to help her tap into Peter's powers and share the powers with him. And this is their daughter from that series. This is Annie Parker, otherwise known as Annie Mae Parker. And just for that, she's fine. But also, she was the one who also works with Spider-Zero. Did you know there's a mangaverse, a Marvel mangaverse? In it, Peter Parker is actually part of the Spider Clan, and after his sensei, Ben, dies, he continues his training and becomes the Spider-Man. After that, he actually trains MJ in the mangaverse. This is the big anime titty MJ. This man with the dumb haircut is actually Peter Parker from 1610. Bitten by a radioactive spider, what can you say? This is the not-so-friendly clone who created the Clone Saga in 1610, or 1610. Do go read that, because it's another one of the major storylines of Spider-Man. This is Jessica Drew from 1610, also one of the clones. She really helps a lot of people. Then, character that a lot of you people have probably been waiting for, Miles Morales from 1610. After Peter Parker dies, he takes up the mantle. All of the memers in the chat have been waiting for this man. This is 1967 Spider-Man. The meme that everyone knows. 1994 Spider-Man. Same story, but only now he dresses like Steve from Blue's Clues. This is Spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular. One of the best Spider-Man TV shows. This is the only one in our TV show category that will actually be towards the middle. The Web Slinger. He's friendly, he's resourceful, he's cool. He has his partner, the horse, Widow. Pretty nice. Now when I say Spider-Verse, a lot of you normies are going to be thinking of the Spider-Verse movie. Miles Morales is in the middle with the 1610 Miles. Pretty well done. This is 2099. Miguel O'Hara, after a science experiment gone wrong in Alchemax, he became the Spider-Man. This is Spider-Gwen. Oh, also, by the way, all of the people for the Spider-Verse movie are also going to be counted in with their counterparts from the comics. This is Spider-Gwen, also known as Spider Ballerina, if you're my mom. Penny Parker, she's really cool. She's Persona, she's friendly. This is Spider-Ham. We all love him. He was originally a spider, but then Aunt May was doing some science experiments, bit him. Now he's Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham. Spider-Man Noir. He's here to save us from the injustice in the world. He's really cool. I really like his comic too. Go watch that. Or read it. Peter B. Parker, if you've seen the movie, you know the story. Go watch the movie. He is probably the best person there. But he doesn't really have resourcefulness. Okay, so now we're finally at the last four Spider-Men. The amazing film versions, the live-action film versions. And we're going to start out with 1977 Nicholas Hammond. So, this guy is so close to being Friendly Neighborhood. But the thing is, he sneezes into his hand. Like, he can't be Friendly Neighborhood because he sneezes in his... Now, people are wondering why I'm putting him in quips, probably. But that's because his movie is so amazingly good that it makes quips for itself. of course, Tobey Maguire. Now this is really cool. He's essentially Peter B. Parker. He's everything but resourceful. Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield is pretty good, but he doesn't quip at the right times. Lots of people die while he's quipping, and you can see that in the film. Last, but certainly not least, Tom Holland. Now, he's definitely surprisingly resourceful. He quips a lot. His friendly neighborhood, he's arguably the most friendly neighborhood of them all. And he plays the teen, awkward teen, very well.
You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude!
And so, it is done. We have finally put all of the spider people right here. Only the gods can even imagine having the amount of knowledge that I now hold. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We get to look in the middle and decide who the best spider person is. The best spider person is Peter Parker from Earth 616. It can't be. I spent 3 weeks searching to find that the best was the first Spider-Man, the first one I put down, the first one created. That can't be. That can't. It can't be that simple. But wait. It's as if the board itself is telling us that finding the best Spider-Man can't be objective. Finding anything objectively of what the best of something is difficult. Especially in this matter. Sure, we chose 4 different things that could to find it as objective as possible. But we subjectively decided what the best traits of spider totems would be. The board itself is telling us that your favorite spider person could be Spidersman. It could be Spider UK. It could be Anime Titty MJ. It could be, like, anyone. It could be Andrew Garfield, even though you are actually objectively, but it could be Andrew Garfield. You see, as it turns out, finding the best of anything isn't possible objectively. Well, maybe it is. Objectively, the best of anything is whatever you think it is. The best of anything is everything. Because we all think that something is the best. We all think that one of these is the best Spider-Man. We can plot it on a Venn diagram to find out. But really? It's up to you. I'm Nomquad, logging off.